go get it, baby. Let's go. Photo poor, so photogenic. All I know is to go get it. Shoot my shot, now I ain't gon' miss it. All I know is to go get it. All my life I've been a go-getter. All I know is to go get it. Wait.
We're situated about 8 miles west of New York City at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Cincinnati Bengals and the New York Jets. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. As they start on the ground, and not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. This defense for the Jets, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. On the delay, it's Mixon. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Getting in it a bit already. Here's an early 3rd and 10.
11.
Now Burrow. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. On 4th down, Drew Chrisman on to punt.
The Jets have Braxton Berrios back deep. And a fair catch taken here right at about the 40-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return.
And the Jets will take over.
Good starting position for the Jets as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
They run with a 2nd-round pick from Iowa State. This is Breece Hall.
And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wilson.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for a Bengals TD.
So, Charles, our first points of the game provided defensively. What a play that was.
And I can only imagine that the folks at home watching are thinking to themselves, that's one of those plays where once the ball leaves the quarterback's hands, you just sort of go, uh-oh, and wait for the result. This time, the defense benefited.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And it's now a 7-0 game. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. The Jets at 2-0 here to begin the season. They come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Now it's Wilson. He finds his man complete. It's Wilson. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
The general manager of the New York Jets continues to make investments in the receiver room in this draft. 10th overall pick. They invested again, this time with Garrett Wilson out of Ohio State. Great speed, outstanding body control, really goes up and snatches the ball out of the air. Everything that you're looking for in a WR1. It gets the 1st down right there.
Someone's looking fresh, and this O-line is definitely licking their chops. Everyone likes to run block. If you're an offensive lineman, nice early burst, nice gain, too.
They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard. Wilson. And bringing it in, it's Davis. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a 1st down.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
So 1st and goal and a chance to make amends for the earlier pick six. They'll run with Hall. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
That's to Davis. He's got it. Touchdown, New York. Corey Davis, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jets are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. So line connects on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Again, it's Mixon. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
to gain the first here. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on third down conversions to start this thing. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
To throw again on 2nd down. Wilson. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Well, the Bengals had the remarkable run to the Super Bowl last year, but one team that gave them trouble were these New York Jets. You might remember back in Week 8, it was the Jets rallying behind backup Mike White, who threw for 405 yards and 3 touchdowns, and a 34-31 New York. He rifles one that's intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it. And he will bring it back. It's a pick-6 for a Bengals TD.
Well, it certainly looked to me like he tapped into the quarterback's thought process there. And what I'm hearing more and more when I go around the league, defenders sitting in on quarterback meetings trying to learn more about how they think so they can be in the right position, to be in the right spot, as he was there to pick that one off and take it all the way back for a touchdown.
So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Wilson getting right back to it after the pick-6. He's got the connection to Moore.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Here's Wilson. And that is incomplete. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, the intended receiver. But now it's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 8 yards to go.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. On 3rd down, Wilson. And intercepted. Wilson's 3rd of the game. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
11 MT. 12.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. Always got some breathing room. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Joe Mixon with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bengals are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And it's now 21-7.
Jets 7. Evan McPherson, the kickoff for Cincinnati.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. On 2nd and 7, Wilson completes it to Davis. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Wilson on the hook up to Davis. First down, Jets.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Meanwhile, Wilson's throw here going to be caught by Wilson. The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
On 2nd down, a run with Hall. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 47. Now it's Wilson. Man open, it's J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. He gets it underneath to Hall, and he's going to get this down near the 25. Well, that's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. Wilson will throw again. Over the middle, complete. It's Wilson. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 14. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Hall on a give up the middle. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
The job of any linebacker involves having enough strength to fight off a blocker and get to ball carriers. But in this case, I think we can safely say he beat him right off the snap to get into the backfield and make that play.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Now Wilson. He finds his man, complete. That's Wilson. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Now Wilson. And this is going to be intercepted. Daxton Hill picks it off. And the Bengals are going to have the football at their own 1-yard line. The defense looked geared up to stop the run, but obviously, Charles, they were ready for the pass, too.
Yeah, they were hoping they could catch everyone crashing and playing the run, but that was a very ill-advised throw right there. The opportunity, lost.
The Bengals drive about to get going. Well, the good news for them, they got the football. The bad news, they have to go 99 yards here as they start this drive out on their own 1-yard line.
Well, he got what he could there, just trying to move forward and gain a little bit of yardage and create some space. You know the pressure is going to be tough defensively.
Get set. 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11.
Back to Mixon on 2nd down. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. If this defense wants to stay in this ballgame, they've got to start ending some drives. That helps.
And they have to look ahead at what they expect the offense to do. And right now with that lead, that's run the football. So you don't just stack the line of scrimmage. You have to get upfield and try and make some plays in their backfield.
Here we go.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down.
11 MT tight. 11 MT tight. Stop.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And he is not going to get away. The rush was too strong, and this is going to wind up a safety.
The goal here is about getting any kind of positive yardage in this spot because you don't care who, you don't care how. You just want to try and buy a little space and get away from your own end zone. But in this spot, the defense was all over that play and equally motivated to stick them with a safety.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
Straight ahead is Hall. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. To the right side, and he's got more complete. That'll give him 8 that time, and they'll be left with 2nd and a couple. To throw is Wilson. Again, he finds more. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Well, he's had the interception woes in this one, Charles, and that time a little bold to throw it into double coverage, but he beat the double coverage.
Yeah, but I admire that he still will challenge defenders downfield, even though the ball's been in jeopardy a few times in this game. A nice ball there against multiple defenders, and they advance it downfield.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 34-yard line.
Play action. Now Wilson. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. From the shotgun, Wilson. And he's got a man, Corey Davis. And he takes us just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first. On first down, Wilson. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Trey Hendrickson showing off his pass rush repertoire that time. So we come upon halftime in what's a 12-point game at the break. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. We welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Jets going to get the football first, and they trail as well as we get back underway in this second half. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game, and to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
4 yards the pickup, first down.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
On the counter, it's Hall. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Yannick Ngakoue, just as hard to say his name as he is to block. He's there in on the stop that time. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Here's Wilson to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Wilson. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 40. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Back to the ground with Hall. And some space here. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. 60 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now. Now Wilson on first down. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And the Bengals are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
That was a terrific play, causing a loss. As a middle linebacker, simple. You can either fill holes or you can attack them, as he did there.
11 mighty. 11.
Burrow on play action. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back at the 2. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball got super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent. And can you believe it? It's a second safety in this ball game. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done.
Every team has plays in their book to try and buy some room when a safety's on the table. But a big variable is how does each team deal with the pressure of executing in those situations. In this case, they didn't, and they gave up 2 points.
It's the third quarter, and they're down on the scoreboard. And while no one wants to hit the panic button just yet, points are a necessity on this drive. What a great way to get set up.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They'll have a chance to really make that safety work to their advantage as they begin things here. Great field position on the plus side of the 50. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets them to 2nd and 4.
Hey, it's not the most spectacular play, but I think most teams will take that every single time for the first play of a drive. Begin the series with positive yardage and set yourself up for a very manageable 2nd down.
They go play action now. Wilson sliding out of the pocket. And my goodness, another interception. Trey Flowers picks it. And the Bengals are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line.
Well, let's face it, Brandon, they're down here in the second half. Want to try and make something happen. And if you're the guy with the ball in your hands, you're going to try even harder. Because I think all he was trying to do was to get outside the pocket and see if he can find a big play downfield.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They'll start at the 40, so great starting field position following the interception.
12.
Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw. He'll air this one out for Boyd. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Tyler Boyd, his first touchdown of the new season. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Out of the gun, they run it with Hall. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
Hey! 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now it's Wilson. And that is caught. It's Davis. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 45-yard line.
Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Throwing is Wilson. Past the 20. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. 39 yards there, a big one.
We spent a lot of time talking about what's going on the field. How about off the field with the evaluation? And they spent a lot of time saying, we've got to get a rookie in here who has big playability. And that's exactly what we're seeing here early in his career.
Drafted him in the spring. Here he is. Touchdown, Jets. Breece Hall from 6 yards away. And the Jets are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is in a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. Out of his end zone comes Andy Isabella. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Bengals drive about to get going.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
On one, ready?
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this.
On fine, ready?
2nd and 12.
Here we go.
Again, it's Mixon. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. 3rd down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard.
Now that's a nice play. Got me fired up, partner. But can they do it back-to-back plays? All the training that you go through as a defense for these situations, when you have to get the ball back, everything you go through, holding up the runner, raking at the football, getting to the passer, knocking it out of his hands, whatever way, they have to get the ball back.
Now can they stand tall again for a huge 4th quarter stop? Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. The Bengals bring out their punter now, standing just outside his own goal line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Well, still a long way to go, but trending upward. They scored the last time out, you remember. Then their defense forced the punt. Now they try to inch closer, but still ultimately down 2 scores in the final quarter. Now a throw over the middle, and he's got it to start the drive. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. Second and 2. Now Here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
And this is just a little touch pass. They send the receiver in motion, just kind of tap it forward to him. That doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a first down. A nice, consistent gain.
They'll give to Hall. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. 80 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Wilson. He finds his man complete. That's Wilson. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A good pickup there at 22. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Here's a give to Hall. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown, you're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
Hall again. And give him 2 yards officially, and now it'll be 3rd and goal.
Well, sometimes I get caught in hyperbole, but I think they desperately need to punch this one in. They're running out of time.
Yeah, 2-score game, second half. You're down here. This is the time to put it in the end zone.
And not going to get much better than this for an opportunity.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. They'll try to run with Hall. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
And you know it pains them to be this close. And you know they're going to want to go for it here. But they absolutely have to kick the field goal and get this back to a 1-score game. It's only logical.
Zuerlein's kick is up and through. And this is back down to a 7-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. Their lead back down to 1 score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage. Use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3.
11.
Burrow will throw. This goes out wide from Mixon. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. And that gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs.
fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. Well, not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. The slot man in motion right. They try to eat some clock with Mixon. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here.
11. 12.
Here we go with Burrow. That one taken in by T. Higgins. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
It's not often that you'll find offensive and defensive guys that'll agree on much, but one place they find common ground, you've got to protect or attack the middle of the field. And no one was there. What a big play, moving it downfield.
11
Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
As many games as the two of us do, I would hope that one day we'll be able to solve this riddle. Why is it on a hot day that one team has more trouble with the heat than another, and especially when you can't stop a guy running the ball?
You know it's September in the booth, though, when you and I have both removed our coats, and those were gone in the first quarter.
They were gone in the first quarter, and what we're watching now is a defense mentally giving in and sagging a little bit because they haven't been able to stop it.
11 MP paint. 11 MP paint.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as it comes with 1:04 left to go in the game.
Here we go.
And now can they reverse the trend on 3rd and goal with the last 2 plays having gone backwards? Laundry on the field. This is going to be a false start on the offense.
Sometimes you have to slow things down a little bit when things get heated.
Here we go.
The cadence has to be slow and deliberate at times to make sure your team's ready to go.
11 MP. 11 MP.
Now it's Burrow. That's caught over the middle by Hurst. 10 yards gets him closer, but now it's 4th and goal.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to perhaps salt this one away. McPherson's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So barring something extraordinary here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice.
Yeah, we've got to find 2 scores. So, we're not going to exactly move it over there yet. It can be done, but, boy, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch for them, isn't it?
Yeah, they would have to move incredibly quick and have some luck, too. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Daxton Hill picks it off, and the Bengals are going to take possession of the football. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here.
Here we go. Here we go.
Burrow down to a knee, and that should be the final act of this one. And you know they enjoyed taking that knee because they're now going to be 1-2 instead of 0-3. And psychologically, that's a big difference early in the season.
It certainly is. It's a big barrier breaker because you get to 0-3, you're not thinking playoffs. At 1-2, you still believe that you're going to be a playoff team.
Yeah, you feel you got some hope on your side. 0-3, things start to look pretty bleak. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you can just keep going with it, can't you? After turnover, after turnover. As this game unfolded, they were doing all the dictating, right? They told the offense exactly how it was going to go down today. So you saw them deflate with every series, didn't you? Every time they ran onto the field, it was slower and slower to get to the football because they just felt like if we go out there, we're just going to turn it over anyway. So it was really, really a stellar performance.